Some cats are known for their fluffy coats, others for their unusual eye colors, but tortoiseshell cats? They stand out with a unique mix of attitude and beauty. Often called torties by fans, these mosaic-coated felines are full of surprises. So let's explore 12 amazing facts about tortoiseshell cats. Tortoiseshell isn't a breed, it's a color. Many people think torties are their own type of cat, but that's actually a common misconception. Tortoiseshell refers to a coat pattern, not a specific breed. It's all about the mix of black, red, and orange hues, not where the cat comes from. You can find tortoiseshell coloring in many breeds, like the American Shorthair or the long-haired Persian, even the fluffy Maine Coon, and occasionally in Siamese cats. So, while the look is distinct, torties come from all kinds of feline families. Almost all tortoiseshell cats are female. And no, that's not just a fun fact, it's backed by genetics. The black and orange fur colors in torties are linked to the X chromosome. Female cats have two X chromosomes, which means they can display both black and orange in their coats. That's how you get that beautiful tortie blend, a mosaic of fiery orange and deep black. But male cats? They only have one X chromosome, which usually limits them to just one color. For a male to be a tortoiseshell, he has to have an extremely rare genetic condition called Klinefelter syndrome, where he ends up with two X chromosomes and one Y. This only happens in about 1 out of every 3,000 tortoiseshell cats, and most of those rare male torties are sterile. So if you ever meet a male tortoiseshell, you're in the presence of a true feline anomaly. Male tortoiseshell cats are almost always sterile because their DNA has something unusual going on. Unlike most males who have one X and one Y chromosome, these rare boys have two X's and one Y that makes them genetically XXY. This condition is known as Klinefelter syndrome, and it comes with some quirks. The extra X lets them display both black and orange fur, which is how they become tortoiseshell. But that same genetic mix-up often makes them sterile, meaning they can't reproduce. On top of that, they may face health issues later in life like joint problems, higher body fat, or even diabetes. But don't worry, none of that affects how sweet they are. They're still affectionate, playful, and full of personality, just like any other cat. In fact, some people say these rare males are extra cuddly, maybe because they know they're 1 in a million. Tortoiseshell cats are known for having big personalities, and there's even a name for it: tortitude. Yep, people say torties have attitude, sass, and spunk. They're often described as feisty, bold, and fiercely independent, but also incredibly loving with their chosen humans. Some torties will chirp, trill, or meow constantly as if they always have something to say. Others will demand attention one moment and act like royalty the next. They're unpredictable, in the best possible way. Some studies suggest their behavior may be linked to their unique genetics, but it could also just be coincidence. Either way, tortie lovers wouldn't have it any other way. They embrace the drama and charm that comes with tortitude, because under all that attitude is a heart of gold. Once a tortie chooses you, you'll know it, and you'll never be bored again. No two torties look the same. Their coats are like fingerprints. Each one is completely one of a kind. The blend of black, orange, and sometimes white is totally unique to each cat. You'll never find two tortoiseshells with the exact same pattern. Some have bold, patchy colors, others are softly blended like watercolor, some even have tiny splashes of cream or gold. And then there are dilute torties with lighter shades like gray, silver, and pale orange. Their fur looks almost pastel and just as stunning. This wild variety is thanks to genetics, specifically how color is carried on the X chromosome. So when you meet a tortie, you're looking at a totally original masterpiece. They're lucky charms in many cultures. In Japan, tortoiseshell cats are seen as good luck, especially for travelers and sailors. Some even kept torties on ships to ward off storms and ghosts. They were considered protectors on long journeys. In Celtic folklore, torties were believed to bring fortune. It was said that spotting one meant good things were coming. Some legends even claimed they could predict the weather. In Southeast Asia, they were seen as spiritual animals, symbols of balance and harmony. In the US, they're often called money cats. People believe they attract wealth and prosperity. Some say having a tortie brings good energy into your home. Others just feel lucky to be chosen by one. Whether or not you believe in superstition, it's hard to deny their magical presence. They may not guarantee riches, but life with a tortie sure feels like treasure. Torties can be both, long-haired or short-haired. The tortoiseshell pattern shows up in cats with all kinds of coats. Whether fluffy, sleek, or somewhere in between, it's the color that matters, not the length of the fur. You might see a short-haired tortie with a smooth, shiny coat, or a long-haired beauty with flowing, dramatic fur. Some torties have thick, double coats, others have wispy, fine hair. And in breeds like the Maine Coon or Persian, the tortoiseshell pattern can look especially luxurious. All that color swirling through a waterfall of fluff. In contrast, short-haired torties often have bolder, sharper patterns. Every stripe, spot, or swirl really pops. So, if you love the tortie personality, you can find one in whatever coat type fits your vibe. Long or short, they're all equally stunning and just as sassy. Their colors change with age. As torties get older, their coats may fade, or shift slightly in color over time. This is totally normal, and often part of their natural aging process. Some torties start with bold, fiery patches, but those colors can soften into muted tones. Black fur might turn a smoky gray, and orange can fade to a pale gold or peach. Sometimes the change is subtle, other times, it's dramatic. Even the texture of their fur can shift a little, getting softer, fluffier, or a bit more coarse. Sunlight can also play a role in how their coat appears. A tortie who naps in sunny spots might look totally different from one who hides in the shade. Whatever the change, it just adds to their charm because torties never stop surprising us, even as they grow older. Some tortoiseshell cats have a tabby twist. These special kitties are known as torbies. It's short for tortoiseshell tabby. They have the same iconic black and orange mix but with the signature stripes of a tabby woven in. Think of it like a tortie wearing a striped sweater. You'll see swirls, dots, and tiger-like lines mixed right into that fiery tortie coloring. Some even have the classic tabby M on their forehead, but still rock that bold tortoiseshell flair. The result is a cat with serious personality, in both looks and attitude. Torbies are just as rare and unique as torties and just as spirited. They're known for being sassy, smart, and a little mischievous. If you've ever met one, you know they don't hold back. Torbie coats are like living artwork. No two are ever the same, and each one is totally unforgettable. Torties are often chatty. Many tortoiseshell cat owners say the same thing. These cats love to talk. They're known for their expressive voices, chirps, trills, grumbles, and full-on meows. They have a whole vocabulary just for you. Some will follow you around the house chatting the entire time. Others will sit across the room and toss out a sassy murrow. It's not just noise, it's communication. They'll let you know if they're hungry, bored, curious, or just in the mood to gossip. Some torties even sound like they're complaining, but in the cutest way. Their voices are often described as dramatic and full of personality. One minute it's a soft chirp, the next it's a demanding meow that means feed me now. This chatty nature is part of what makes them so entertaining. It feels like you're living with a tiny, furry roommate who always has something to say. And honestly, life is never boring when a tortie's running her mouth. Some torties have what's called a split face. That means their face is divided almost perfectly in half. One side might be jet black, the other a bright orange. It looks like two cats in one body. This striking look isn't makeup, it's genetics at work. It all goes back to how tortoiseshell coloring is formed. Since the genes for black and orange fur are carried on the X chromosome, and female cats have two X's, the pattern is decided by which X is turned off in each cell. Sometimes the division happens right down the middle of the face, creating a dramatic and unforgettable appearance. Some people think split-faced torties look like little cat superheroes. Others say they look like mythical creatures or living art. Either way, it's incredibly rare and always eye-catching. Some of these cats also have one green eye and one amber eye, which just adds to the magic. A split-faced tortie doesn't just turn heads, she tells a story with her face alone. Tortoiseshell cats might have a reputation for sass, but they're also incredibly loyal companions. Once a tortie chooses her human, the bond can be deep and surprisingly emotional. These cats don't hand out their love to just anyone, they're selective. But when they love you, they really love you. You might find your tortie following you from room to room, greeting you at the door like a little shadow, and curling up on your chest when you're feeling low. They have a way of sensing your moods. Some owners even say their tortie becomes protective, like a tiny furry bodyguard with attitude. It's not just affection, it's loyalty with personality, and yes, you'll still get the occasional sassy glare. But it's always paired with a warm purr or gentle headbutt. Earning the love of a tortie takes time, but when you do, you'll have a bond that's unforgettable. Tortoiseshell cats truly are one of a kind, full of fire, affection, and endless surprises. If you've got a tortie in your life, you already know. They're not just cats, they're little forces of nature. We'd love to hear all about your tortie in the comments. What's their name? What's their most dramatic moment? Go ahead, brag a little. We're here for it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with your fellow cat lovers. And don't forget to subscribe for more feline facts, cat behavior tips, and stories that celebrate the weird and wonderful world of cats. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you and your fabulous feline in the next video. Stay curious, stay kind, and as always, stay cat obsessed.